Alright folks, this is Proteus, and this is Crayon Physics Deluxe. And of all the games that I ever thought I would find myself LPing, this was emphatically not one of them. But it's a great game, and we'll get into it. Well, we got some videos to go, so let's just get right into it. It's the first level. The object of the game is pretty straightforward. You get the ball to go to the star, and that's really it. So, the first level is a tutorial, and it gives you the basics of how this game works. Draw a box. I can do that. I'm good at following instructions. Plop. Dropping the box on the ball, we'll push it that way. And we got our first star. Now you see down there it says remove drawn objects with the second mouse button. You can right-click to remove a object that you've drawn. Sorry, I got distracted. Alright, so that is the first island complete. We're going to move on to the second island. So I guess I can talk a little bit about this game. Every level has a star or two in it. We won't see our first two-star levels until next island, I think. But it doesn't matter. So, what you do is you draw something, and you use physics to manipulate the ball to the star. And that's really the whole idea behind the game. It's actually a really simple idea, but a really neat idea. The idea for this game, I don't know where it came from, but the guy who did it, this was part of the experimental game projects. And it's a really neat idea. Every month they have decided that they are only going to make they're going to be able to make a game in a week. Or under a week. Which is really impressive. Especially when you... that wasn't good. Especially when you look at some of the things they've actually managed to come up with. Crayon Physics Deluxe was Peter something or other. I don't know, he's Swedish. I can't pronounce that shit. Or Finnish. Sorry, he's from Finland. Not Sweden. Finland. Whatever the difference is. And anyway, this was his 10th game for the EGP. And it was, I think, his only one to be released. A few of you may know another game who had its origins from the... Oh, I should explain this real quick. We draw a line there, which creates a little bridge. You've seen that before. And now clicking the ball. Clicking the ball with your left mouse button makes the ball go right. Clicking it with your right mouse button makes it go left. So we draw a little bridge, and then we click it, and there we go. Clicking the ball is not something I'm all that used to, because a lot of these solutions that I've been doing lately have been elegant old school solutions, which you can't click the ball at all for those to work. So, anyway, getting back to this game, the origins of this game, this was his 10th project, and his only one to be released commercially. And like I was saying before, I think you guys may know of another game that had its origins in the EGP. And that was a little Wii game that also came out for the PC, entitled World of Goo. World of Goo was it had its origins in Tower of Goo, which was one of his EGP games, EGP, Experimental Game Project. I'm going to mispronounce that undoubtedly. So anyway, yeah, that's the origins behind this game. Nothing really exciting, but it is a really great game. Alright, so this one you start out on a hill, and if you let it go, you just go right into the pit. So this actually has maybe the easiest solution of any puzzle in this game. And that's that. Ta-da! Done. Once I finish the 7th island, I will probably go back and do a bonus video of all of my, or some of my bonus solutions that I used to get 120 stars. The way it works is that there's 80 stars in the game. 80 stars like this star here. No, don't do that. And you collect all those, you get 80 stars, and then you have to use the other solutions to get the other 40 that you need to unlock the final island. So this puzzle right here marks our first real physics puzzle, and this is a seesaw. The little thing in the middle there is a pin. We will definitely talk about those more later. But for right now, this is actually just your introduction to seesaws. And it's pretty simple. So, you'll see elegant, old school, and awesome solutions. And like I said, I will talk about those more later when I have things I need to talk about. So this one can be a little tricky. What we're going to do here is I actually had a solution that worked last time. I actually fucked this one up a bunch of times, but we're going to go ahead and draw some pins. What happens is... Actually, you know what? That's cheating, and I'm not going to do that. Because pins get discussed later, and it would be kind of unfair for me to talk about them now, wouldn't it? Let's go ahead and... Please don't. Thank you. Alright. You see what I'm doing down there is... God. What I'm doing down there is drawing a hook around there, so I can't just push it right off the edge. You saw the other one was getting pushed to the left when I rolled the ball down because of the physics. And so, if you hook it around like that, you can keep it from sliding all over the place. This is another real simple one. And we're going to use almost the exactly same solution. Excitement, adventure, a Jedi craves not these things. Alright. Like I said, there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about on these levels. Some levels are more interesting than others. This is actually a pretty interesting level. The whole first island's kind of dull, so... Forgive me, oh picky LP forum. Alright, this is... Actually, I shouldn't do it until I explain it. This is just your basic drawbridge puzzle. This is a pin, but don't get fooled, because you can't do anything with this pin, which that threw me off for a while. You've actually got to pull this side down, which is actually very easy to do, if you just do something like this. Oh, very easy to do, huh? There we go. Knock that thing down. Drawbridge. Oh, don't go that way. And there we go. So, what you might be asking is, what is my connection between this and another game I've LP'd? Well, I've got two. Fuck you. I bet you didn't think I had any. I bet you thought I was just doing this because I wanted to, and I didn't have a reason to do it. Well, fuck you. I have a reason. It's another seesaw puzzle. It's a slightly more interesting one. Anyway, this was Peter, whatever the fuck his name's 10th game for the EGP. His 4th game was entitled Barbecue Night in Hell at the Cacodemon's house. Now, you may remember Cacodemons were a famous enemy from a famous game made by a famous game designer named John Romero. So, fuck you, there's my connection. He made a game based on Doom. The other connection is that 120 stars unlocks the end of the game. 120 stars also unlocks the final thing in Super Mario 64, which I did not LP, but I did LP Super Mario Land, so fuck you, there you go. Alright, that's the end of the first level. I think I've covered everything I need to. We are going to call it quits here. Have a great day. This has been Proteus, Crayon Physics Deluxe.